What's up, YouTube? FatKings Phil coming at you for my week 36 update from vertical sleeve gastrectomy back in July of 2013. Let's start with the numbers. I have a little more to talk about this week, but not a whole lot. But let's take a look. So day of surgery, I was 332.8. This morning, I weighed in at 226.6. So that is another 1.8 pound loss. And that's a total of 106.2. So that's great. 1.8, not bad. I'm getting close to goal. I'm 16 pounds away, basically, 16.6 pounds away from goal. So I'm not surprised it slowed down a little bit, but given the amount of working out I did last Thursday with the skiing, I thought for sure I would have gotten the full 2.5 pounds, but I ate kind of some shitty stuff this week. And I was really careful about on Thursday when I went up to the ski slope. I did not take a lot of extra carby stuff. I mean, not abnormally carby stuff that I would normally not choose. I tried to pick really healthy carbs to help me. And I will say that, excuse me, that the next day I still had enough energy to do my working out in the gym, which was my normal cardio party class. But that may have had something to do with the fact that when I got home later that night, I ate some carbs that were not so hot. So I don't know that if my body was just craving those things because I was so fatigued from exercising on Thursday. But again, it didn't hurt me. Over the weekend, some drinks, nothing crazy. A couple of whiskeys, and that was about that. But there were some malted. This is food porn, so if this bothers you, tune out. There were some malted Easter eggs. They like malt balls, like chocolate malt balls, laying around here. And on Sunday, I went, of course, why would the phone never makes noise until I start recording? I ate quite a few of those. I'd say about 20 of them. So they're light, they're small, they crunch down really well, and they fit. I wish they didn't. I wish they made me sick, but they didn't. So that was a stupid choice too. And it wasn't hunger. It was just, that sounds good kind of stuff going on. So there's been a lot of that kind of challenges with just crap that's laying around the house, more so than the past. I don't know what's going on. I have a suspicion we'll talk about here in a minute, but I don't know, maybe I can call bullshit on myself too. So, all right. So I had talked about doing a skin flick. I decided since I'm so close to goal, I'm going to wait to do the skin flick at goal. So if you were really looking forward to that, what's wrong with you? I will definitely do it though when I get to goal. So another couple months. It's not going to be that big a deal. As far as loose skin goes, I'm starting to notice more problems when I like do sit-ups in the gym. Like when I roll back onto my back, the skin kind of will fold over in spots and pinch. I was having that problem before, but now it's getting a lot more dramatic. So I think I'm gonna have to get some kind of shapewear t-shirt to wear under my gym shirt, just to hold things where they should be, so that when I'm doing those kinds of things, I don't pinch my skin rolling back. Also noticing it sometimes when I'm in bed, if I roll over the wrong way, I'll pinch the skin, which is weird. So that's kind of been bugging me a little bit, but the good upside to that means that there's not a lot of fat left in there. Otherwise the skin wouldn't be rolling over like that. So it's definitely skin now, not just loose skin and fat. So that's, I guess, on the upside, but it's not sexy, but it is what it is. Just trying to keep it real. Skiing was great. Lots of energy. We skied all day long. We did blue runs all day. My daughter, we accidentally cut across the trail and ended up on a blue run. And she just loved the thrill of the speed. And so for the rest of the day, I'm chasing her down blue runs all day. So I would say conservatively, we skied out of the 6 hours we were there, we skied at least 4 of those. And I put that into MyFitnessPal as light effort, which that was certainly not light effort. But I tend to always underestimate the exercise and overestimate the food. And I still got 2,000 calories burned on the light effort downhill skiing. So I'm sure it was more than that, which is probably what saved my ass with all the crappy snacking. So I'm pretty happy about that. So that was good. Another thing that happened this week, let's talk about, Saturday. Okay, so I've had my car for a long time. It's a 99 Blazer. I bought it in 2000. It was a year old. It was a lease return vehicle, and I've had it ever since. So the car is as old as my son, basically. And it works. You know, it's paid for. I keep it well maintained. Most people are pretty shocked that it's as old as it is. But the driver's side seat, from being 300 something pounds for all those years, just was crushed down, flat, tore up. I mean, it's not torn, but it's just the padding in the seat is gone. And now that I'm thinner, my tailbone hurts like a son of a bitch every time I sit down just the wrong way. It also is making sit-ups and things difficult because I got to roll over that spot where my tailbone's at. And the car seat was particularly bad because it's so broken down. There's just nothing. I mean, my tailbone's just jamming right into the back of the seat, right where the back meets the bucket seat part. So I looked into new seats for that car. Chevrolet doesn't make the rails anymore. They don't make the whole seats. You got to buy the piece parts. Bottom line is like to go into with an aftermarket seat was like $450, and it wouldn't match the other seat. But I'm like, screw it. I need a seat that's comfortable, and I don't really care. This car's so old. I'm just going to drive it till it dies because it's in good shape. But I'm like, I really don't want the seats to mismatch. So I was started sitting on a pillow, and that was kind of, you know, WT. So I said, I don't like that. So I took the seat out the other day, and I actually learned how they stuff these seats. And it turns out that they stuff the bottom part of the seat. So they stuff it from the bottom up. So you don't really have to take the cover off the bottom piece. And then the back of the seat just comes apart. There's like a little clip that almost looks like, you know, two fingers interlocked. I don't know if you guys can see this real well. And you just unhook that like this and take it off, and you can fold the cover up. So I took an old memory foam pillow, and I took a serrated knife, and I just cut it down to sections that would fit in the seat and were not too thick, and shoved them up in there and put them all together and cut my hands to friggin' shreds because all the damn metal on those frames are so sharp. But repacked the seat, and now it's pretty tolerable. It's not, I wouldn't say it's super comfortable or anything. It's still, my tailbone still hurts if I sit the wrong way. But all in all, it's at least as good as my stupid desk chair in the office, which means I can, you know, drive up to the airport or whatever, which is a couple of, you know, maybe an hour and a half away, and it's not going to really bother me like before, where I was really sore when we took my truck skiing. It was just, it was everything I could do to get home. Just hurt so bad. So that's fixed. Yay, saved 300 or $450, and you know, the seats still match. I don't know why I'm telling you this, other than it was weight related, why the seat was all busted up, and why my tailbone hurts. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Food, I have decided, because my weight loss is slowing down a little, I was tempted to go on, you know, go back on to an all liquid protein diet for a few days, and then do the purees again, and then work my way back up to the solids. I'm fighting that urge. I was really dead set that I was going to do it starting tomorrow until next Tuesday morning. See what kind of results I could get. But I really don't. I kind of feel like that's a step back when what the real problem seems to be is the little extra snacking and things that I'm maybe doing. So I want to eliminate that first before I go extreme. The other side of doing it, I kind of wanted to do it before I left for Tampa next week, just to see I could get a few extra pounds off, because when I'm there, I'm sure that I'll have a few more cocktails and things, and I don't know how that's going to affect weight. I plan on, you know, taking my perky jerky, my Quest bars and all that good stuff, but you know, I just don't want to have backward movement. I don't want to gain weight. I don't care if I stay flat for a week, but I certainly don't want to gain weight. So we'll see where that all ends up. I'm not going to freak out about it too much. I just thought the more I could drop before I go, the more distance I have from that 100-pound mark. So, and that's where it's at. So we're only 16 pounds away from goal. I don't want to do anything to really slow that down, but at the same time, I'm not really punching a clock on that either. So that's kind of been my thing. Exercise has been pretty good across the board. Yesterday, I forgot my damn clothes here. So when I got to work, I couldn't do the strength training class, but I didn't let that stop me either. Normally that would have been like, okay, that's it. I'm not working out today, but I ran up to the gym. I took off my button-up shirt. I hung it up in the locker. I changed my boots out to my walking shoes, and I walked on the treadmill for 45 minutes and did my push-ups in a wife beater and jeans, which again looked pretty WT, but better than sitting still at the desk all day. So where there's a will, there's a way, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So don't let something like that stop you. I got 450 calories burned just by walking on the treadmill uphill at 3.5 miles per hour. So, hey, it's worth it. So that's kind of just my little inspirational story. Take it for what it is. Let's see what else. Tampa. So going to Tampa next week. Doing the land portion only, not doing the cruise. For those of you that didn't know that already, I just can't take that much time. As a matter of fact, taking the land portion off as it is already causing me some grief because I have two projects that are in the process of moving into execution, and one of them's in the tail end of high level planning. So I really kind of need to be there for that stuff. But life happens, and my company's pretty good about life work balance. So I'm just working it out with the other team members to cover while I'm gone, and we're adjusting the schedule a little bit on the other project to accommodate my being gone. It's the way it is. Life goes on. So shouldn't hurt us too bad, but I'm trying to get a lot of work done in advance just to kind of hedge that off. Just a little sense of duty to make sure that all of my pieces are ready to go before I leave. So we'll see. It's going to be a busy week. Which brings me to another thing. So I'm sitting around the office today, and this may also key into my snacking and stuff. So I'm sitting around the office today, and I'm just anxious, and I almost kind of like I hadn't had any coffee, hadn't had any perky jerky or anything, so no stimulants. And I was just kind of like a light, almost like a light panic attack. Very light, very subtle, but just agitated and antsy, and couldn't sit still, and didn't want to sit at my desk. And so I started thinking about this, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I've been kind of irritable lately. I've been eating little snacky things. And I don't know about all guys, but for you ladies may not know this, during the spring, like any other male animal on the planet, mammal, we get a little bit of extra testosterone in our blood, and it tends to make us a little more aggressive, a little more amorous, I guess would be the word, and a little bit more irritable. So I think that maybe with spring coming on, I'm starting to get that little testosterone bump in my blood, and it's starting to make me uptight and kind of agitated and stuff, and then pack on all the stuff I'm trying to get done before I leave. And it just puts me in a mindset which I need to watch my tongue and watch how I react to things. So hoping not to start any fights around the house this week with my aggressive, agitated state. But I'm thinking maybe that had something to do with also the snacking, because I notice normally when that happens, I do get more hungry. I get more aggressive in my workouts and stuff, and that can cause me to be more hungry. So I'm thinking that maybe that's where the snacking is coming in. So I'm going to try and police like hell this week on my food, and just eat the things I know I'm supposed to eat, just the things that I'm putting in my Fitness Pal, and stay away from grabbing, like a handful of chips at night or a handful of crackers at night. And just stick with my proteins and what have you. So see how that goes, and see how it affects the weight. If the weight doesn't drop significantly between now and next Tuesday, well, or if I don't get at least the same results, like 1.8, 1.5, somewhere around there, I'll know that then I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful even still. But again, being that close to goal, 2 pounds is almost 1% of my body weight at this point. So if I'm losing 1% of my body weight every 2.5 weeks, that's pretty significant. Back in the day, 2 pounds on 300 pounds was not nearly as much. So that was like half a percentage, or maybe a little bit less. So I'd have to do the math, and I'm sure some of you already have and realize I'm not quite right there, but is what it is. So I got to keep that in mind. And this close to goal, I'm really starting to see. I still saw a lot of inches this week. I moved my belt down another notch. I cut some more of my belt, the tail end of my belt off, because I'd say about a good 3 inches there on the end, because we were just hanging out too far past the belt loop. And so it's progressing, and people are complimenting me like crazy this week on like, wow, you look like you lost more. And I hadn't really lost much more in pounds, but I think I'm in an inches mode. So gonna just try and take advantage of that, and be really, really cognizant of what I'm putting in my mouth this week, and just keep up the working out and all that good stuff until I leave next week. So I'll get you guys an update next Tuesday. Fat Kings Friday will be this Thursday night as usual. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but I never do. But we did have somebody send in an email with some thoughts and observations that maybe we'll steal. So that'd be good. We'll give them credit at the time, of course. But all right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. That's pretty much a normal length video for me. So remember, it's good to be the king.